I thought that I'd found the solution, and that everything would be alright. But the equation was meaningless. I'd solved nothing. Instead, I'm left with a terrible choice. Mayuri or Kurisu. One of them must die. My cat is not pleased with this decision. Radicon is still off limits. They haven't yet repaired the hole that Suzua's time machine made. I look down through the hole at the streets of Akaba. From up here, they look narrow and stifling. Across the way, a train rumbles by. I watch the yellow-striped cars move past. I came here because I wanted to be alone. The day before yesterday, I abruptly cancelled the attempt to hack CERN. Kurisu and Dara demanded an explanation, but I just couldn't give them one. The decision has paralyzed me. 2 days later, I'm still nowhere close to finding an answer. What do I do? 2 weeks ago, on July 18th, Dr. Nakabachi held a press conference in this very spot. The same day, Kurisu was murdered. Let's say we go through with the plan and delete the first email I sent, the one about Kurisu's death from CERN's database. That will return us to the Beta World line where it all began. What would happen then? According to my predictions, our friend and lab mem number 4, Makase Kurisu, would disappear. Someone who died on July 28th can't be alive now, on August 15th. That would defy causality. A time paradox. That word line has already rejected her existence. The moment we erase the D-mail, Kurisu will cease to exist. And so, I'm left with two options. Option 1. Hack CERN with the IBM 5100 and erase the first D-mail I sent, thus returning to the Beta World line. Kurisu will disappear, but Mayuri will live. CERN will never build a time machine, and the future will be free. Option 2. Don't hack CERN. Keep living here on an Alpha World line. Mayuri will die. So will Moeka and FB. Kurisu will likely be kidnapped by CERN, but at the very least she won't die. With her research, CERN will gain control of space-time, and the future will be a dystopia where no one is free.
どちらか選ぶ
And I'm supposed to choose?
だと
Ridiculous. I choke out a laugh. How am I, of all people, supposed to make that choice?
こんなの
There's no way.
選べるわけ
I don't really care about the future, whether it's free or ruled by CERN. I know I should care. Suzuha entrusted her wish to me. Doesn't that make it my responsibility? But it still doesn't seem quite real. 20 years is a long time. Right now, only Mayuri and Kurisu matter. I must choose which to save. If I had been given this choice back on July 28th before this all started, I probably would not have hesitated to abandon Kurisu and save Mayuri. But it's not July 28th. It's August 15th. I spent 2 long weeks with Kurisu. She's one of us now, an integral part of the lab. And as I leap through time again and again, she was the one person I relied on most. Always calm, always thoughtful, always ready with a new hypothesis, always there to give me a push when I needed it most. I wouldn't even have the time leap machine if it's not for Kurisu. It's thanks to her that I made it this far. After all she's done for me, there's no way I can abandon her now. But nor can I let Mayuri die. Everything I've done, I did to save her. I would give anything, even my own life, to see her safe. More than anything, I want her to live. No matter what, I won't let her die. I can't choose. I can't! Kill Kurisu or kill Mayuri. That's what this choice comes down to. Is this how it ends? I drive my fist into the wire fence. Suzuha. Paris. Lukako. Moeka. Is this what I sacrificed your memories for? Is there no other option? No way to save them both? What if I use Suzuha's time machine? I could return to the Beta World line, then use her time machine to travel to July 28th. No, that won't work. The reason Suzuha leapt to 2010 was to prevent CERN from creating a dystopia. That only occurs on this world line. On the Beta World line, she'll have no reason to leap to 2010. Suzuha's time machine won't exist, so I won't be able to use it. Alright? Then what if I send Kurisu a warning via D-mail? It could say, don't go to Dr. Nakabachi's presentation. No, that wouldn't work either. Remember, causality converges. Kurisu's death is inevitable on the Beta World line, just as Mayuri's is inevitable on this world line. No matter what I do, fate will ensure her death. There's no way. I slowly sink to the floor with my back against the fence. I can't save her. I'm powerless against the will of fate. What should I do? What should I do? Maybe Mayuri doesn't die on the current world line. I cancelled Moeka's D-mail. Plus, I haven't had the opportunity to check the divergence meter since. Might there be a chance? If the pattern continues, Mayuri's death has been pushed back to the night of the 17th. If Mayuri doesn't die between 7 and 8 PM that night, then I won't have to face this horrible decision. I know it's unlikely. I understand that from all my experiences so far. But still, I can't help but cling to that hope. Mayuri and Kurisu. If I can just save them both, then I don't care if the future is ruled by CERN. I'll betray Suzuha's dream if that's what it takes. So please, let Mayuri live. To whom should I make this desperate plea? God? Fate? The universe itself? Either way, I am just one insignificant human among billions. Will my prayers truly reach? I already know what the answer will be. And that knowledge is certainly despair. Kamama runs for 3 days straight, from the 15th to the 17th. On the last day I go with Mayuri and stay with her from morning until Kamama closes. It's not really my thing though. The crowd is ridiculous, so I wait off to the side with Mayuri's bags. From time to time, Mayuri appears with new bags for me to guard, and usually a snack for us to share, but I spend most of the day alone. To some extent, I'm here to escape reality, to empty my mind and forget my fears. But even when I close my eyes, I can still hear the footsteps of death approaching. Oh boy, I need some more water before I carry on doing Mayuri's voice. Water was not available, so I had to have coffee. It's already dark by the time the bus drops us back at Akiba. Mayuri is dragging her costume case behind her. I'm carrying bags covered in moe artwork and loaded with doujinshi. These are all Mayuri's purchases, not mine. I can't believe she bought so much. I guess the reason she doesn't cosplay herself is that she's too busy shopping. We get off the bus and just stand there for a while. What are you gonna do now? Head straight home? Actually, I was thinking of going to the lab. Need something? Not really. It's been a while since I got to relax with Ocarine. I'm a little hungry, so I'll buy some juicy chicken on the way. Maybe Mayuri wants a taste of normalcy again, now that the chaos of Kamamara has ended. I can't begrudge her that. I stifle a groan and shrug my shoulders. Back to the lab, then. Hey, Ocarine! Why did you come with Mayushi today? You never come with me to Kanama before. You're not interested in Moe, right? Look, anime is much more than Moe. As a man who likes his Moe, I can admit that anime is much more than just Moe. It's mostly Moe, though. I like robot anime. See? He gets it. Sadly, in like 2020, there isn't much of it. But not so much that I'd line up early in the morning for Kamamara each year like Daru and Mayuri do. So, why'd you come with me today? Oh shit, she's onto me. Well, to confirm your death. Those words pop into my head, but I quickly shake them away. Why am I so set on Mayuri dying? I want her to live, remember? I just felt like it. Oh. Suddenly, silence. A downhearted frown replaces the usual smile on Mayuri's face. Did my answer upset her? But it's not like I could tell her the truth. How do you tell someone they're going to die? Lukako. I frantically try and smooth things over. I thought maybe you'd managed to get Lukako to cosplay, so I came to laugh at him. Too bad he didn't come. Lukako would be super popular if he did come, though. People would take his picture and post it all over the internet. Then everyone all over the world would see how cute he is. Whenever he became a superstar, Mayuri would see him on TV and think, wow, he's gone so far. You got some crazy ambitions for that kid, don't you? It's scary because it's true. Ocarine? Suddenly, Mayuri turns around and peeks at my face while she walks backwards. Thank you for today. Why are you thanking me? Like I said, this is the first time Okarine's ever come to Kamamara with me. It made Mayushi really happy. A smile finally returns to Mayuri's face. Oh, you know what made me even happier? If you cosplay next time. I feel myself slowly slipping into an American accent every time I try and do something remotely female that's not Lukako, and I'm not sure if I hate it or not. It's just easier for me to do on the vocals, I think. Yeah, I'll think about it. That's right. Don't think negative thoughts. Think about a fun, bright future. You'll cosplay for me? Only if you cosplay too. Lukako too. And Christina, of course. Convince them to cosplay first. If you manage that, then I, the great and insane mad scientist Yoin Kyoma, will grave Kamamara with my august presence. August? I've never heard of an august presence before. August presents? I don't know. I would have pronounced it August because it's spelled August. The next Common takes place this winter. Oh, it really is just basically Comic-Con. We'll all be there as if none of this ever happened. All of us laughing and smiling together. Just imagine a future like that. Wow, that's gonna be tough. It sounds really fun too. Besides, I think Christian secretly wants to cosplay, so there's hope. Mayushi's gonna do her best. We arrive at the lab. I look up at the second floor, but there's no light on in the window. Oddly enough, there's nobody here today. I've got a bad feeling about this. Is Moeka going to ambush us? On the previous world line, I forgave Moeka and Tenyoji. But that has already been undone. This is a new world line. The Rounders are still alive, and they're still after the time leap machine. Wait here, Mayuri. I motion for her to sit and wait on the bench in front. Then I carefully check the area. I know my efforts are likely futile. But still, I want to do anything I can. Anything to give Mayuri a chance, however small, of surviving on this world line. Something tells me it would be foolish to go straight up to the lab. So first I decided to check the street for any suspicious people. I walked down the street to Kurama... Oh, fucking hell. It's not a Steins gate if I don't fuck up some Japanese somewhere. Kuramayabashi. Yeah, Kuramayabashi Dori. I don't know why I was so hesitant on that one. I got it right. I walked down the street towards Kuramayabashi. I walked down the street toward Kuramayabashi Dori, carefully to always keep Mayuri in sight. Suddenly, a white station wagon parked at the end of the street fires its engine and takes off in our direction. Huh? I can see clearly through the front window. The man in the driver's seat is unfamiliar. But I've seen that station wagon before. It's the same one Moeka used to run us over on the previous world line. Same one Tenyoji used to transport the IBM 5100. And now it's bearing down on me at full speed. I'm in the center of the road. There's nowhere to run. The station wagon flips on its high beams, instantly turning my vision white. I can't move. It's all happening too fast. I expected an ambush inside the lab. Instead, I'm facing a charging car. What do I do? I'm fine. I won't die. This world line hasn't approved of that fate. No, wait. What day is it? This is the first time I've made it to the 17th. Does that mean my death is still undecided? Will I die in Mayuri's place? If that will save her, if that will end this, then maybe it's for the best. No, I don't want to die yet! Two contradictory emotions collide in my mind. My body doesn't know which way to turn. Will I be the one to die? Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Something slams into my back. I open my eyes. I'm lying on the side of the road. My whole body hurts, but I don't appear to be seriously injured. Someone saved me? I look up to see the station wagon's taillights disappearing around the corner. And there, lying in the center of the road, is Mayuri. I run to her side. Mayuri is bleeding from the head. The pavement is slick with blood. Did she protect me? But that's not what I wanted. I lift her body up in my arms. Her eyes twitch, and then slowly open. Mayuri. I'm sorry. It's my fault. Her hand wanders as if seeking something. It reaches for the starry sky. Her eyelids are heavy. They could close any second now. But still, she looks straight into my eyes. And for some reason, she smiles. Useful. What? Stardust handshake. Her delicate fingers grasp at the sky, but all they find is empty air. Her arm goes limp. I grab her hand before it hits the ground. Mayuri's no longer breathing. I've seen her die countless times. But this time it's too much. You're not fucking wrong. Oh, Jesus Christ. He's right. I've seen this God knows how many times, and yet I'm still on the verge of tears. This time it's all my fault. I embrace Mayuri's tattered body. Her lifeless, motionless, tattered body. I clench my jaw and bite back my tears. Mayuri. You can't see the stars from here. How could this happen? Why did she have to die like this? What possible meaning could this death have? Yes, it happens because fate demanded it. Yes, her death is unavoidable. The result upon which this world line converges. I knew from the beginning that this would happen. But I never imagined she would die saving me. And with a smile on her face. What do you mean you were finally useful? Tell me, Mayuri. There's no future for Mayuri on this world line. And that brings me once again to the choice. Do I return to the Beta world line, killing Kurisu? Or do I leave things as they are and accept Mayuri's death? I can't run away. I'm the one who twisted fate. I'm the one who must decide. The sky is blue. I'm on the roof of Radicon after going back 56 hours with 2 time leaps. I lean against the wire fence and stretch out my legs as I look to the sky. I want more time to think. That's why I came back. Last time I spent 2 days refusing to face reality. But that's no longer an option now that I've confirmed Mayuri's death. This time, I need to reach a decision. But how? This equation has no solution. No matter what choice I make, someone dies. From a purely utilitarian viewpoint, I should choose the Beta world line where CERN never creates a dystopia. But it's not that simple. Not for me. There must be some other way. According to Suzuha, 2010 is a great point divergence at the attractor field level. And I think that divergence has already commenced by the time I sent it the email reporting Kurisu's death. So when did divergence begin? I can't say for sure, but I think it was the moment we completed the phone wave name subject to change. And that was around the middle of July. Daru and I deemed it a failure right after completion. By that time, Kurisu was killed. Now, by the time Kurisu was killed, there was already a huge divergence at the attractor field level. Now that I think about it, reading Steiner activated that day, when I sent the D-mail that started it all. At the moment, every pedestrian and vehicle on the main streets of Akaba suddenly vanished. That feels so long ago. Yeah, I think it was like November when I started this. I don't fucking know. But now I can finally explain it. That was the moment I moved to the Alpha World line. On the Beta World line where all this began, Suzuha didn't arrive in her time machine. Dr. Nakabachi's conference went ahead as planned, and the flow of tourists and shoppers through Akiba was unimpeded. But when I sent the D-mail, events changed on a huge scale, from my perspective at least. On the current world line, Suzuha crashed her time machine into the roof of Radicon. Nakabachi's presentation was cancelled, and this part of Akiba was closed to traffic. Because I was on the street when the world line changed, it appeared to me as if thousands of people had suddenly vanished. The truth is that they were never there to begin with. Like a magician's trick. It's so obvious once you understand how it works. The real problem is the timing of the D-mail. I moved to the Alpha World line after Kurisu died. If I had sent the D-mail before she died, then I might have been able to intervene, even now on this world line. No, that would defy causality. I sent the D-mail because I saw Kurisu's body. That's the way it has to be. Who killed her anyway? I still don't know. It definitely wasn't suicide. What if I identify the murderer and send them a D-mail warning them off? Would that prevent her death? I mean, no one's tried to kill her on this world line, have they? Maybe there's a chance. However, to send that D-mail, I would first have to move to the Beta world line. The more I think about it, the more futile it seems. I've already seen Mayuri die countless times. Everything I tried to prevent it failed. I understand all too well. When fate wants someone dead, nothing can stop it. I can't save Kurisu. There you are. I thought I was alone, but it seems I was wrong. I turn around to see Kurisu standing in the open door. I avert my eyes. I can't look her in the face. Not now. What are you doing here? Nothing. How did you know I was here? You said you wanted to be alone. I ran the numbers and concluded that I had the greatest probability of finding you here. Leave me alone. You don't have to look for me. I'm not a lost little boy. Hey! Is how you treat someone who's worried about you? Not that I'm worried about you or anything. Right after she gets herself flustered, Kurisu sighs and puts on a serious expression. I was going to leave you alone at first. But you've been acting weird the last couple days. I mean, you're always weird, but more than usual. You look like a kid forced to eat a crappy oatmeal. What happened? Nothing. Then why did you cancel the cracking of CERN? You're the one who said we shouldn't. Oh, so you're afraid of triggering arrest flags. I get it. You should praise me for obeying the law for a change. That's not like you at all. What happened to your ego? What happened to the insane mad scientist, Hyo and Kyo? To hell with my ego! This time it's not that simple. I've forced my ego on others before. Suzuha, Farist, Lukako. I sacrificed their dreams for the sake of my goal. I justified it by telling myself that it was necessary to save Mayuri. I weighed their suffering against the alternative and made my self-righteous choice. But this time the alternatives are impossible to compare. I have to choose which friend to let die. It'd be so much easier if I knew what was right. Which friend to let die? What are you talking about?
No.
I'm just a student, Christina. You know? The insane mad scientist Hyoin Kyoma? That's just a fantasy. A character I made up. And I bet you had no idea. I may have figured that out when we first met. When we first met. What if I hadn't found Kurisu's body back then? Let's try imagining that situation. If I hadn't seen Kurisu dead, I wouldn't have interrogated her before the seminar at ATF. Without hearing me call her a zombie, she wouldn't have taken an interest in me. She wouldn't have come to the lab. Ultimately, we'd never have built the time leap machine, leaving me without the means to save Mayuri. And of course, Kurisu would not have become our friend. We would not be as close as we are right now. Tell me, Okabe. What do you mean? I can't meet her questioning gaze. Do I have to tell you? You've never hesitated to ask me for help before. Don't hold back now. That's not what this is about. Then prepare yourself. What I'm about to tell you is the absolute truth. And it could also be your death sentence. Eh? Kurisu's voice cracks a little. Remember what I told you before. When we delete the D-mail from CERN's database, we'll reach the Beta world line where Mayuri doesn't die. And where CERN doesn't take over the world, right? Everyone lives. Everyone is free. You made it sound perfect. Perfect. It's anything but. I showed you the first email, didn't I? The one that started it all. On the Beta world line, the events described in the D-mail actually happened. Kurisu is a genius. I have no doubt that she understands. Kurisu, on the Beta world line, you die on July 28th. And according to the attractor field model, nothing can prevent that from happening. If I want to save Mayuri, I have no choice but to let you die. Kurisu says nothing. What expression is she making right now? I reluctantly sneak a look at her face. She's staring out across the cityscape. Her eyes look distant. I see neither fear nor sadness on her face. She seems accepting. Kurisu's always like this. Always calm, no matter what. It's hard to believe she's younger than me. Her soft chestnut hair blows in the wind. She lifts a hand to hold it down. Hey, Okabe? How credible do you find this attractor field model? Fucking hell, phone, why now? Credible? It's all second-hand from John Taita. From Amami-san, isn't it? I get that it's the accepted model in 2036. But how exactly did scientists prove the existence of attractor fields? Are you trying to say the model may be wrong? But I know for certain that convergence exists. I've experienced it firsthand. Even if they're right about convergence, what about the relationship between world lines? The moment I change world lines, everything is reconstructed. Past, present, and future. But that's just from your perspective, Okabe. Once you go to the beta world line, the me in your brain perceives will die. In other words, your perspective will have chosen the world line where I die instead of the one where I don't. However, why can't the world your brain perceives be different from the world my brain perceives? Brains. I forgot her specialty was neuroscience. So you're saying world lines are independent? Like trains, maybe. Trains? Let me give you an easy example. Kursu takes out her phone and starts fiddling with it. If I want to take the train from Akiba to Yokohama, which route should I use? I didn't know you were a rail fan. It's just an example. Jeez. You choose to take the Yamanote line to Tokyo Station, then transfer a Tokaido main line for the rest of your trip. Kurusu keeps talking as she looks at her phone, apparently reading off an itinerary. But I take the Yamanote line to Osaki, then transfer to the Shohan Shinjuku line. Another person, say Hashida-san, might decide to take the Keihan Tohu line for Tohoku line for some reason. Mayuri might ride the Shinkansen from Tokyo. You and I ride the same train until Tokyo Station, but from there we ride different lines while still aiming for the same destination. That applies to the universe? You're claiming the existence of parallel worlds? I like to use my imagination too sometimes. But what's the proof that there's only one world? Suzuha said so. And then there's reading Steiner. In other words, an unknown time traveler and your unexplainable superpower. We knew Suzuha. There's no way to prove that she is Hashida-san's daughter, or anything she said about 2036 either. Not without going there ourselves. And if reading Steiner is what you say, and it means that your subjective experience influences the memories of every single human being. That's completely absurd, Okabe. If that's true, then you're literally a god. But there are no gods in reality. The world doesn't revolve around you. It's just your brain making you believe that it does. If that makes you this world's god, then I must be a god too. My brain is just as big as yours. What are you trying to say? Let's say you choose the world line where I die. That doesn't mean I have to do the same. The fact is that I'm standing here right now, observing the world with my own subjectivity. I already exist in a world line where I don't die. Even if your perspective shifts to the beta world line, my perspective will remain here. It's a question of where the soul lies. And I won't let you have your way with my soul. No true scientist would accept a hypothesis that flimsy. But there's a chance I'm right. So you have nothing to worry about. Kurisu smiles. How can she smile? I just told her that she's going to die.
The problem is that you don't want to let me die, right? But if my hypothesis is correct, I'll still be alive on another possible world line. So there's no reason to be afraid.
It's just a hypothesis.
The same is true of attractor fields. It hasn't been proven. Even if someone did prove it by 2036, that doesn't help us here in the present. In other words, anything is possible.
Kurisu turns her back to me after finishing. It's an armchair theory. A daring armchair theory that could quite possibly render meaningless everything I've done up to now. How can Kurisu stay so calm? She's just an 18-year-old girl.
You really don't have to worry about me, Okabe. It would just hurt my pride if you did.
Don't say it like that. Oh, do I answer this call?
Your phone's ringing.
Oh, yeah. It's Mayuri.
Answer it. I don't mind.
The ringtone cuts off during my hesitation.
You're such a wimp. I'm disappointed in you.
Aren't you afraid of dying?
Did you not hear what I just said?
I heard, but... An email interrupts me. I don't want to argue with Kurisu anymore, so I just open my phone to break this conversation. She's precious, isn't she? I'm just going to leave that an open statement and you can decide who I'm on about. Mayushi here. Hey, Yokarin, is something bothering you? You've been looking kind of sad lately. Do you want to talk about it? Or is it something you can't tell Mayushi about? That would make me sad. If you feel like Mayushi's being a burden, then I want you to tell me, okay? Oh, you a burden. Don't say things like that, damn it! Why is she only serious at times like this? A burden, huh? I've never felt Mayuri was a burden. Not once. And
you should tell her that.
Maybe it wasn't a good idea to leave Mayuri in the dark. She never looks like she's thinking anything, and yet she saw my doubt. Either way, I can't tell her the truth. Okabe. Kurisu sighs and then glares at me. The old you wouldn't have worried about anything. Anyway, you should go see Mayuri. I'm sure she has a lot to say. She's right. Even if I don't tell Mayuri the truth, I need to at least tell her something. I'll postpone my decision and go see Mayuri. It's afternoon on the first day of Komama, and the crowds are finally beginning to thin out. Of course, the industry booths and cosplay area are still packed, but at least I don't have to wait in line to get in. I've been trying to get in touch with Mayuri for a while now, but she hasn't responded. I checked with Daru, but he hasn't seen her today either. Cosplay ends at 4. I focus on searching the cosplay area until then, but I still can't find her. Maybe she finished early and went home. I try calling her home. No luck, they haven't seen her since she left this morning. Where is she? I'm always afraid that she'll disappear the second I take my eyes off her. It's been like this ever since she lost her grandmother. Maybe it's just my imagination. We've been so close for so long. I saw Mayuri at her weakest and most vulnerable. Maybe that has made me overprotective. But I don't care how other people see us. I just can't leave Mayuri alone. I step into the cemetery. The final resting place of Mayuri's beloved grandmother. When was the last time I came here? For about a year after Mayuri became my hostage, I'd periodically accompany her here. But I don't think I've been here ever since I entered high school. So it's been about 3 or 4 years. As I get closer to Mayuri's grandmother's grave, I begin to hear a voice. It's Mayuri. I'd recognize her voice anywhere. It sounds like she's talking to someone. I approach quietly. Hey, Granny! Mayuri's standing there, talking to the grave. What a lip relief. She hasn't disappeared. I decide to watch silently from a short distance away. I've been having scary dreams lately. For a second, I wonder if she's learned to commune with the dead, but no. She's just talking to herself. In my dreams, bad things keep happening to me. Like, someone shoots me, or a car hits me, or I get run over by a train. My chest hurts! My chest hurts real fucking bad! What? Don't tell me. It's so real. It hurts so much and I feel so sad. I try to call for help, but nothing comes out. Why do you think I'm having these dreams? Does she remember her deaths? All of them? Is she inheriting memories like I do? And you know, I always end the same way. Mayushi's crying, and Okarin comes to save me. Mayushi tries to say, thank you, Okarin, but Okarin can't hear my voice. Yells Mayushi and makes a very sad face like he's going to cry. He never does, you know. I can tell he's forcing himself not to cry. Come to think of it, both Faris and Lugako remember their memories from before the past changed. I used to think that memories couldn't be shared between world lines. I used to think that I was the exception with reading Steiner. But maybe that's not the case. Maybe everyone has the same power, and the only difference is how strong it is. Maybe reading Steiner is nothing special after all. That makes Mayushi even more sad. I try to say, sorry, but he still can't hear. And that's when I wake up. Why am I having these dreams? I've failed so many times to save her. I've watched her die again and again. Everything I've done has been to prevent that from happening. And yet, have the memories of those deaths been tormenting her as she sleeps? I bite my lip in frustration. I still have a terrible decision to make. Do I save Mayuri? Or do I save Kurisu? There's no perfect ending here. I can't save them both. It's one or the other. If I choose Kurisu, then Mayuri's dreams will become reality. I don't want Mayuri to feel any pain. Until now, I've only thought of saving her. That is my goal. But at the same time, I can't let Kurisu die. Again, my thoughts hit the same dead end. Mayuri hasn't noticed me yet. She's still staring at the sky, just as she did on the day I took her hostage. She's talking to her grandmother in heaven.
Oh,
right! We have a lot more lab memes now, you know? There's Chris-chan and Moeka-chan and Luka-kun and Ferris-chan. There's also Suzu-san, but she moved away. That makes 8 of us. Really is amazing. On this world line, they all became lab mems. However, not a single one of them sent a D-mail. No, it was just Ocarina and Mayushi at first. Back then, Ocarina seemed kind of bored most of the time. But now, he's having so much fun. Is that how she sees it? Well, she's not wrong. She really does know me, doesn't she? And that makes Mayushi happy too. It's so busy, but it's really exciting. Especially now that Chris-chan is here. She's really smart, you know. She got a paper published in a famous magazine. Mayushi really admires her. She even made a time machine. Oh, but can't forget Ocarina and Daira-kun helped too. Then Mayuri falls silent. Her gaze becomes distant. She stands still and looks up at the sky. What could she be thinking? But you know, sometimes I remember. Back when it was just the two of us. And Mayushi had only just become Ocarina's hostage. I'd go to the lab after school, but Ocarina wouldn't be there, so I'd tidy up the room and decorate with cute things. Then Ocarina would finally show up a little later. Mayushi would say, "Welcome back," but instead of saying "I'm back," Ocarina would say, "Good work," like a big boss or something. Every day we'd spend a few hours just hanging out, doing nothing, and then we'd go home together. We didn't talk much, but it wasn't bad. We were just there, together, you know? We'd sit next to each other on the sofa. Ocarina would work on his big plans, and Mayushi would read manga or play games. Someone's gonna shoot me over my pronunciation of the word manga, but ask me if I care. And sometimes we'd have a snack together. It was so nice and relaxing. I never wanted to leave. I'd start feeling like a real hostage, and I'd laugh to myself. Then Ocarina would turn to me and say, I remember. It was 4 months ago. Still spring. The lab wasn't as lively as it was now. It was an isolated bubble of slow-moving time. Did something good happen? Yep. Well, not really, but kinda. Ah, it must be an illusion. We could be under attack from an illusion conductor, one of the organization's feared agents. Oh, gotta be careful then. But you know, I'm sure that Mr. Illusion Kid Hugger. Conductor, not Kid Hugger. I'm sure he's not a bad guy. It was nothing. Just meaningless chatter to pass the time. I felt so happy there. So happy I could cry. I wanted to stay like that forever. That doesn't mean I don't like how things are now, okay? Mayushi shakes her head in denial. Finally, she stops looking at the sky and bows her head instead. You know, I haven't talked to Ocarina much lately. Maybe Mayushi's getting a little lonely. It's true. I haven't had time to talk to her lately. That's because I've been fighting to prevent her death. To keep her dreams from coming true. Also that Mayuri would keep smiling. I never again want to see her cry like she did in the day her grandmother died. But you know, I don't want to be a burden on Ocarina. That word again. Burden. I've never thought of her as a burden. Mayushi's just one big nuisance, isn't she? Granny? Mayushi lifts her face once more. I can't stay like this forever, can I? Of course you can! Huh? When I finally speak to Mayuri, she turns my way with a surprised expression. Her face is so soft, and so innocent. Slowly, her lips curve into a smile. It's Ocarina! Wow, how'd you know I was here? I always know where my hostage is. Hostage. You can't escape my grasp. Not ever. Oh. But don't wear yourself out, okay? Mayushi's a little worried. Young Kyoma is not so weak as to require your concern. When the time comes, I'll tell you everything. Huh? So stay with me until then, like you always have. Okay. Mayuri stands up and turns to the grave once more. As an offering, she leaves a brand new white lily, as well as some dango dumplings. Let's head back, Ocarina. Shouldn't we get some dango for ourselves first? Back when we used to visit the cemetery together, it was part of our daily routine to eat dango on the way back. Of course!